Hello, dear viewers, and a very warm welcome back to our channel. It's wonderful to have you join us again. Today, we delve into a significant development concerning the British monarchy and the future king. We're exploring a moment that unfolded over the weekend, a moment that marks a distinct step forward for Prince William on his long-prepared path towards the throne. This wasn't just a ceremonial duty, it was an event that showcased his burgeoning role as a global statesman, navigating complex international dynamics with noteworthy finesse. We'll be discussing his presence at a major world event, the funeral of Pope Francis at the Vatican, and a particularly insightful move he made amidst the gathering of global leaders, a gesture that speaks volumes about his understanding of diplomacy and his readiness for the responsibilities ahead. Before we delve into the details of this intriguing event, if you appreciate these updates and analyses on the royal family, please do take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue bringing you these stories. Now, let's set the scene. The weekend saw a solemn and globally significant gathering in Vatican City. The world bid farewell to Pope Francis, a figure of immense spiritual importance, and dignitaries from across the globe converged to pay their respects. Representing his father, King Charles III, and indeed the entire United Kingdom, was the Prince of Wales, Prince William. His attendance was more than just protocol, it was a visible sign of the British monarchy's engagement on the world stage, particularly poignant given William's position as the heir apparent. He has for years been quietly but diligently preparing for the immense responsibilities that await him, undertaking duties and patronages that have steadily increased his public profile and experience. This event, however, placed him squarely in the midst of international diplomacy at the highest level. Surrounded by heads of state, fellow royalty, and senior political figures from numerous nations, Prince William found himself participating in an occasion steeped in tradition and heavy with emotion. The grandeur of the Vatican provided a backdrop of historical weight, reminding everyone present of the continuity and change that shapes our world. For William, this was a key moment, an opportunity not only to represent his nation and family with dignity, but also to observe and engage with the complex interplay of international relations firsthand. His presence signified the seamless continuity of the monarchy's role in representing Britain abroad, even as he himself steps more fully into the spotlight. Among the prominent figures gathered for this somber occasion were several world leaders whose interactions are often closely watched and analyzed. Notably present were the President of the United States, Donald Trump, and the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky. It's public knowledge that relations between these two leaders have seen moments of tension, including reports of a particularly challenging meeting at the White House back in February. Their simultaneous presence at the Vatican added another layer of complexity to the diplomatic atmosphere. Also in attendance alongside Prince William were the UK's Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, and the President of France, Emmanuel Macron, key figures in European and global politics. It was within this context of high-level representation and underlying political sensitivities that Prince William demonstrated what many are now describing as a remarkably astute piece of diplomatic judgment. According to reports specifically highlighted by the Telegraph newspaper, there came a point during the proceedings where an opportunity arose for informal discussions between the leaders. Prince William, accompanied by Prime Minister Starmer and President Macron, found himself in proximity to President Trump and President Zelensky. Here, instead of inserting himself into the potential political conversation, the Prince of Wales made a conscious and respectful decision. He perceived the potential for a significant dialogue between the political leaders, particularly involving his own Prime Minister. Understanding the importance of such an exchange, and perhaps sensing that the presence of royalty might subtly alter the dynamic or formality, William chose to tactfully step aside. He effectively read the room, demonstrating a keen awareness of the situation and the needs of the political figures present. He peeled away, allowing Prime Minister Starmer the space and opportunity to engage directly with President Trump, President Zelensky, and President Macron. This wasn't a sign of disengagement, but rather the opposite. It was an act of facilitation, a subtle but powerful use of his position to enable potentially crucial political discourse. By removing himself from the immediate vicinity, he allowed the heads of government to converse more freely, potentially paving the way for candid discussions unburdened by the presence of a high-ranking royal figurehead. It's a move that speaks to a deep understanding of diplomatic nuance, knowing when to be present and when presence itself might be less helpful than discreet absence. This gesture prioritized the potential for substantive political outcomes over mere ceremonial visibility. And indeed, the conversation that followed appears to have been significant. Prime Minister Keir Starmer engaged in discussions with Presidents Trump, Zelensky, and Macron right there, on the sidelines of the solemn funeral proceedings. The impromptu nature of this summit didn't diminish its potential importance. In fact, sometimes these informal encounters, away from the rigid structures of formal state visits, can yield surprising progress. The significance of this meeting was not lost on those involved. President Zelensky himself characterized the discussion in positive terms. He reportedly described it as a good meeting, adding weightily that it has the potential to become historic. Such language from a head of state, particularly one navigating the immense challenges faced by Ukraine, suggests that the conversation touched upon matters of genuine substance and consequence. While the specifics of their discussion remain confidential, the potential for it to influence major decisions in world politics is clear. Issues concerning international security, geopolitical alignment, and economic cooperation are constantly evolving, and direct dialogue between these key leaders is vital. Echoing this sentiment, the White House also commented on the exchange, labeling it as very productive. This assessment from the U.S. administration further underscores the perceived value of the discussion that took place. For such a meeting to occur organically at an event like the Pope's funeral, facilitated in part by Prince William's sensitive handling of the situation, highlights the unpredictable yet often fruitful nature of international diplomacy. So, what does this episode tell us about Prince William and his journey towards the throne? Many observers are praising his actions as a display of maturity, intelligence, and diplomatic savvy. It suggests that his years of preparation, often conducted away from the brightest media glare, are bearing fruit. He is demonstrating an ability not just to perform the ceremonial duties expected of him, but also to navigate the intricate world of international relations with sensitivity and foresight. This move goes beyond simply following protocol. It indicates an understanding of the subtle dynamics of power and influence. It shows an appreciation for the specific roles played by political leaders versus the representative role of the monarchy. By stepping back, William allowed the elected leader of his country, the Prime Minister, to take the lead in direct political negotiations, while still fulfilling his own duty of representing the crown and the nation with dignity on the world stage. This event can be seen as a milestone in William's development into the role of a global statesman, a role his father, King Charles, has cultivated over decades, and his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, embodied throughout her long reign. It requires more than just familiarity with world leaders. It demands judgment, discretion, and an understanding of when to step forward and when to facilitate from the background. The ability to read the room in such a high-stakes environment is a crucial skill for any future monarch who will operate on the international stage. This quiet act of diplomacy serves a greater purpose, contributing to the maintenance of peaceful relations and ensuring that vital channels of communication remain open, even amidst global tensions. It reinforces the idea that the monarchy, while largely symbolic in its political power, can still play a valuable role in facilitating dialogue and fostering goodwill through soft power. The power of influence, culture, and diplomacy. William's action helped create an environment where potentially historic conversations could happen, contributing indirectly but significantly to the ongoing efforts towards stability and understanding in world politics. As Prince William continues his journey, moments like these offer valuable insights into the kind of monarch he aspires to be. It suggests a future king who is conscious of the complexities of the modern world, respectful of the distinct roles within governance, and capable of exercising subtle yet effective influence. He is not just inheriting a title, he is actively shaping the way the monarchy engages with the world in the 21st century. In conclusion, Prince William's attendance at the funeral of Pope Francis was marked by more than just solemn representation. His decision to discreetly step aside, allowing Prime Minister Keir Starmer to engage in crucial talks with Presidents Trump, Zelensky, and Macron, has been widely noted as a sign of his growing diplomatic maturity. This seemingly small gesture facilitated a meeting described as good and potentially historic by President Zelensky, and very productive by the White House, highlighting William's astute understanding of his role on the global stage. It's a compelling example of the future king stepping confidently into his responsibilities as a burgeoning global statesman. This event certainly provides much food for thought regarding the evolving role of Prince William and the British monarchy in international affairs. What are your thoughts on the Prince of Wales's actions at the Vatican? Do you see this as a significant step in his preparation for becoming king? We would love to read your opinions and perspectives in the comments section below. Thank you so much for joining us today for this discussion. If you found this analysis insightful, please remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more updates on the royal family and significant world events. We truly appreciate your support. Until next time, take care and thank you for watching.